What is up, everyone? Welcome on into Pickswise Playbook Week 9 edition. We have your Thursday night football preview. The Eagles heading to Houston to take on the Texans. And to be honest with you, these storylines cannot even write themselves at this point because you have the Phillies taking on the Astros in the World Series, and then you have the Eagles taking on the Texans. Apparently, there's something going on between Philadelphia and Houston, but we are here for it. That spread is set at 14 points. The Eagles attempt to remain undefeated in Houston. They took care of business against the Steelers last week. A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, great chemistry. And then on the Texans side, they couldn't stop the Titans' run game to save their life. They allowed 302 yards on the ground. Tank, is there any chance that the Texans cover the spread here? Because 14 is a lot of points, as you like to say, for the Eagles to be laying.
Man, yeah, it's true. 14 is a lot of points, and I would prefer if it was like slightly under that 14. I know Jared likes to talk
Mm-hmm.
about those key numbers. I'm starting to kind of catch on to some of the stuff that he's
Yeah,
that
we
he's
got you,
rapping
Tank.
about. You know what I'm
Key
saying?
numbers, baby.
But
Key's the
at the same
lane.
time, I kind of feel like in this game, like I can see like before Philly gets on the plane, like Bryce Harper going up to Jalen Hurts and just being like, and then all of a sudden, like the Eagles just giving the
Love it.
Texans the business. And so that's what I'm counting on because we talked about if teams are in this situation where you want to prove that you're a dominant team in the league, sometimes you have to step on some throats. And the Philadelphia Eagles have shown that they're willing to step on throats where teams like the Miami Dolphins and some of these other ones haven't, and the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs has. And so since the Philadelphia Eagles are in that mindset right now where they're saying like we're the best team in the NFC, and we're going to go out and show it on a weekly basis. And Jalen Hurts is going back to play in front of his home crowd because that's where the dude is from, that Texas area in H Town. Like, man, give it to me.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how many points, I don't know what Houston's going to do, but I'm pretty sure about what Philly's going to do. And that's going to be ball out. So even though it's not a sexy number because it's that 14, we prefer to be a little bit less than that. Just give me Eagles. Give me Eagles covering. Like, I'm all about that action.
I absolutely love it. 2 touchdowns ain't too many points for the Eagles for Tank at this point. Jared, how do you feel about it? The Eagles haven't trailed in the second half of any game this year so far.
Wow. Yeah, so I'm probably not going to bet this game too heavily. I might get to the window on the first half, which we'll get to in a second. But I'll give you
Mm-hmm.
the quick little market analysis here. So over the summer, this line opened Eagles minus 6.5. And that just shows you the opposite directions that these two teams have gone in since. Eagles maybe are the best team in the league, and the Texans maybe are the worst. And they're certainly playing like the worst over the last few weeks. And it's really been Davis Mills, a lot of regression. Last year, I think it was maybe slightly above expectation for Davis Mills. And so far this year,
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's been below expectation. But the Eagles are undefeated, 7-0 against the spread in the first half this year. Lauren, I think you brought up a second quarter statistic that is just mind-boggling. That would be probably the angle for me here. You're probably not going to get 7. You'll probably have to lay 7.5. I haven't looked at the first half number yet, but that'll be the bet that I make once we get to game day and we see what the actual injury reports look like, and we'll see who's actually playing. I know Jordan Davis, the big defensive tackle, is probably out for the Eagles this week. That's huge. But I just don't see a lot of offense for Houston really to scare me. The back door will be open, of
Mm-hmm.
course, when you get a spread this high. I think this is the highest spread of the season. I don't know if we've seen higher than 2 touchdowns yet this year. Maybe we have once, but this is probably the highest spread of the year. So, not my favorite thing to do to lay all these points, right?
Right.
But Eagles' first half seems to be the way to play it, especially if
Agreed.
they continue to just dominate teams from the start of games, which has been their MO all season long.
Yeah,
I
that's
think that's
actually what I'm
smart. I
looking
think
at.
I'm seeing one thing where it's like minus 7.5 for Eagles
Yeah,
first
Mm-hmm.
I
half.
think
I
that's
think that's a
fair.
smart
There
play.
are a couple
And
sevens
let's
out
also
there if you
not
look
like
around too.
okay, and don't overlook like
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Cooks is pissed off right now. Like besides Damian Pierce
Yeah.
being one of the better weapons on offense, like Brandon Cooks is that dude, especially in the pass game. And dude is not happy right now. So whether he plays or
Yeah.
not, I don't really see him having the impact that he normally will. And so that's going to be just another blow for that Texans offense.
Yeah, dude is down in the dumps right now. You hate to see that. But the Eagles, they're averaging 21 first half points per game. Houston, 8 first half points per game. So that could be the way to bet this game. For all the rest of the week 9 shenanigans, make sure to check out Pickswise Playbook on YouTube, Spotify, all the places. Follow us on Twitter. Best of luck with your Thursday night football bets.